Hi chaps and chapesses, welcome back. It is somewhere around the middle of May and I am at back at Bush Farm. Slight difference this time, I am fishing on the back lake rather than Car Park Lake where I was before. Although the biggest fish on the complex is in the Car Park Lake, there are far more big uns in the back lake, so there's, I don't know, over 30s in here, quite a few upper 30s, with the biggest one being a 42 pounder, something like that. Possibly bigger though, because some of the young fish may well have overtaken that now. So anyway, when I turned up today, I came walking into the first swim and saw quite a lot of fish in this very first bay that I'm in, and some good fish as well. I've seen the big one. In fact, where I'm fishing to, I'm fishing over to the tree line on my right hand side, and I've actually seen the big one go right over the top of my hook bait. I can see my pop up, and I've seen the fish swim right over the top of it. Didn't look interested at all, but there you go. And so you never know, do you? I mean, I know that the big one's in the area. Apparently it came out from this swim this week last year as well, so everything's in my favour. The weather looks decent, and I don't know, I've got 2 nights, we'll give it a crack. I'm using my new wireless mic, so for all I know you can't hear a word I'm saying. Anyway, obviously I'll keep you posted for anything that happens during me 48 hours, and fingers crossed I'll get a good one, or I get anything. I don't really care if it's a good one, anything's a good one. Hopefully I'll catch one. I've seen 3 fish jump out about a rod length behind the aerators, and I'm fishing about a rod length to the right of that. My left hand rod, I've just flicked up this left hand edge. I don't think many people tend to fish the near side on this lake. It's all about fishing the far bank. But I stood at the front of the swim when I first got here and saw big groups of fish, 7 fish in one group, and going right past me, right in the edge. So on the left hand rod, still got a blank saver pop up, but I've put quite a bit of bait out there, probably the equivalent of about 15-16 spons. I know that there's a lot of silverfish in here, so I'm hoping they'll all get involved and create a little bit of activity there and stop some fish in their tracks, but we'll see. The left hand rod is subject to change, might end up moving it depending on what I see while I'm here, and that's assuming if I stay here or if I stay in this swim, I don't know. I've got Spence fishing 2 swims away from me, he's got fish in front of him as well. So hopefully one of us 2 is going to get something to show you. As it stands at the moment, I'm quietly confident, but I know that this water is pretty tricky, so who knows, we'll see, and hopefully I'll be back to you with something to report. Right, time for an update. So, the night was uneventful. There were fish showing. I saw a few in front of me, Spence saw a lot in front of him. And then I got a phone call this morning at 4:30 from Spence saying that he'd got a nice scaly fish in the net. We met in the middle and took the video stuff up there and managed to get a little bit of footage of it before the battery died, but got a little bit so you can see it. It was an absolutely stunning fish, caught over quite a lot of bait and with a blank saver pop up obviously, and he's trying out the new sly fish stripper, which is a coated braid, so that was good. That's a good result, and £30 on the button. What an absolutely stunning fish, really pleased for him. It was awesome fish, one that I'd definitely like to catch myself. Anyway, couldn't go back to sleep. By the time we'd faffed around and I'd come back, had a cup of tea and all that, it had just gone 5 o'clock, and I thought, I'm not going to go back to sleep now. So I went for a quick wander around the other side, and where I'd baited up 2 spots on the other side last night, I noticed that one of them hadn't been touched at all, but one of them, there was no bait left. So I wound in my left hand margin rod and whipped it over there, got what I thought was roughly the right distance, clipped it up, put a little bag on there of crushed up Activate with a little bit of foam inside it, and put my hook through the bag and through the foam, pocket full of Activate, ran back round here as quick as I could, just in time to see the bag break and the bit of foam pop to the surface, so I knew exactly where my hook bait was. I threw about 30 odd baits around it. While I was walking back, I saw a big group of fish go down that far margin, so I knew that they were still in the area. I wasn't 100% happy with my right hand rod, which was over against the trees, so while the coast was clear, I wound that one in and put it back out there again. Took about half a dozen casts, which I wasn't at all happy with. By the time I got it out there, I actually saw the reeds to the right of it move, so I know that there were fish there then, which might not have done me any favours. Anyway, to cut a long story short, probably, I don't know, must have been a good 3 hours after that, I reckon. Left hand rod pulled up tight, hit into it, and yeah, well, here we are. Right, so after repositioning the rods, the left hand one has gone off and I've caught what I think is the biggest fish in the lake, but there might be others bigger than this now, but it certainly was the biggest fish in the lake. It's 40 pound and an ounce. It's very difficult to tell that, but I'm going 40 pound and an ounce. And let's have a quick look at him. Oh. There we go. It's all scarred up on this side. Proper old warrior. Oh. We good?
So yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to go and just watch him while I just go and get me carp care with the scrapes that I was watching. Right, it's 6 o'clock, the evening's just about to start drawing in. Looks like we're going to have another load of rain. We've had thunder and all sorts today. It's been either baking hot and sunny or chucking it down, thunder and cold and windy, and we've had everything today. It's been quite an eventful day. I haven't caught any more yet, but had a little bit of a marker around on the swim directly behind me and found a couple of really interesting spots for another day. And on top of that, where I'm fishing my right hand rod in front of the tree line, there's like a little row of reeds, and then behind that there's some water between the reeds and the banks. You can't fish it, it's like the carp's safe haven. I kept going around there and squishing some boilies flat and flicking them in there, just thinking the fish are there all the time and hopefully they'll have a little bit of a free feed, and that will give them a bit of confidence to feed on the bait that's further out. Interestingly, I just went round there and stood there for 5 minutes watching. I saw an eel that was about 4 foot long go over the top of it, and I thought, I wonder if that's what's been clearing it. But while I'm standing there thinking about it, the fish that I caught this morning, the lake's big un, came swimming across the bait, and for a split second I thought, God, he looked like he was going to dip down and feed then, but he swam straight off. Anyway, 30 seconds later, lo and behold, same fish turned, came back, tipped down, started feeding on the bait. My hook bait's only a couple of feet away, so I hope I don't catch him again. But straight after that, one of the Harrow strain fish that's in here stopped and started feeding on it as well, and that's looked to be, I don't know, 32, 30, 31, 32, something like that. Certainly big enough for me. It gives you confidence anyway, knowing that they're feeding. What happens is over the back of where the reeds are, it drops down a really sharp ledge, and the closest you can get, without it being dangerous or in the snags or whatever, is literally off the bottom of that ledge. So whether that's what's making the difference, because they're feeding comfortably. I mean, that was 20 minutes ago, and I'm sure if I went round there now, the bait that I put there will be gone. I mean, in total, I've probably put 200 baits there in the last 2 days, and every time I go, I do sort of 20 at a time, and every time I go back there, they're eaten. And I wasn't sure it was carp, but now I am, because I've just watched them. I did actually try and get it on camera with my glasses in front of the thing, but they didn't come back, obviously, as soon as I did that. Hopefully, I mean, they do love them blank savers, so hopefully it will, you know, when it starts getting dark and they feel a little bit safer, to come a little bit further out. And I'm only talking like 18 inches, you know. If it comes 18 inches outside that safety zone, then I've got a chance. Obviously, hopefully not the big one again. Yeah, I saw a few other fish as well. There's a fish in here called single scale. I think it's called single scale. It's got a single scale on it, so if it isn't, it should be. I saw that go past, and that didn't feed, I have to say, but it was there. I saw it yesterday too, and then, like I say, this Harrow strain fish, low 30. That one's in there as well as a couple of commons that don't look massive, but they'll do. Anything will do. So anyway, that's my update for now. Unless I catch anything this evening, which you never know, because, like I say, there are fish pretty close to where I'm fishing. So unless I catch anything this evening, I will put the camera back on tomorrow morning and let you know what happened through the night and all that sort of thing. Right, just quickly, while I'm thinking of it, I had someone message me the other day. I've had 2 people ask me now, actually. I put a picture on Instagram, and it's only a picture of my kettle boiling, like everybody does. But I had my brew bag, me thing that holds all my stuff in it, in the picture, and a couple of people asked me about it. And this is it. Ta-da! It's a Spiro, and I think it's called a brew bag or a brew kit. But anyway, it's got a nice big pocket on the top, which puts the stove itself and a cup and a gas canister, and what else am I forgetting? Cup. Oh, and my kettle, obviously. Yeah, it's quite important for tea making, and that goes in there. And then in this side, I put a pot in there with another mug. I bring this mug just in case I have any guests, but I'm unsocial, so antisocial, so I don't really. Yeah, in this side I put my mug and me tea bags and me sweeteners and whatnot. But it's a wicked little bag. I've got all the Spiro stuff, so I'll probably show you for all of that. But I think this is my favourite little bit of kit. Love that. Anyway, go on their website, get yourself on. pretty unreal. Yeah, the right hand rod fished up against the tree line that I said I wanted to recast because I weren't sure about it with the blanks over pop up on. I said I should put a bottom bait on it, but anyway, yeah, it just ripped off. And battle from hell, went under the snags, through the reeds, down that end, up that end. It went everywhere, absolutely beat me half to death. And as it went past me, when he got close in, I could see those scrapes down the side of it, and I thought, nah, it can't be. When I first saw it roll, I thought it was the harrow fish that I'd seen over there. I was all pleased with myself, and it's the same 40 that I caught this morning. I don't think that counts as a brace of 40s somehow. So yeah, I did say that I'd seen it feeding again, but I couldn't believe. Should have wound that rod in, I suppose. Anyways, so I literally just put it on the mat to treat those sores again and put him straight back, obviously. So yeah, I did get another bite this evening, but weren't really the way I was playing it. So hey ho, that probably scared everything out, but you never know, there might still be a couple coming in during the night. He swam out of the bay this time as he left, so that's good. There's pretty much no chance of me catching him again, I really hope, touch wood. And I did say earlier on there was very little chance of me having a repeat capture of him because he only comes out once a year. Well, apparently he comes out twice a year, twice a day in fact. Anyways, so yeah, I've put the rod back out there, but I've fished it even further away from them snags now and just put a solid bag on it, and I hope that harrow fish pushed into the snags rather than out of the bay, and maybe we'll get him next, fingers crossed. But it's going to get dark any second, so I'm going to hit the sack because I've been up since ludicrous o'clock this morning, and I'll catch up with you again in the morning. I'm well chuffed with this one. I think I might have even mentioned this ghostie, I'm not sure, but really desperately wanted it. And my solid bag rod over to the one that I fished well short of the spot yesterday, so I didn't catch the bloody 40 again. It's gone off and I've caught the ghostie, and this is awesome. It's 25.5 pound. This was on a little trimmed down IB wafter. Yeah, in a solid bag, and this fish is just, I love this fish. It's an Essex Manor baby, apparently, like from spawn, and they've grown it on. And I don't know, it's the shape of it and everything. He's just an absolute beast. Look at that. Love that fish. Well pleased. So yeah, I was up really early this morning and looking at the water. The duck actually turned like the ducks woke me up by picking up my left-hand rod. So I went back to sleep because after yesterday's early morning I was so tired. And this woke me up 7:45. Look at that. I just love that. Absolutely love it. Awesome. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to phone the bailiff and see if he'll come and do some pictures. So, I'll chat with you in a minute. It's been a blooming good trip, this. Well, it's been a pretty crazy session, to be honest. Just about to start my pack away. Still got one rod left out. I didn't put the right hand rod back out after that fish because I didn't want to spook the area. I said it was 7:45, I think, the bite. It wasn't, it was 7:45. I had my watch set on my French time. I'm going to be out doing a couple of day sessions next week, so on a local water to me, so I'll try and get some filming done then as well, because that'd be quite interesting. It's a fair bit easier than the places I've been fishing. Should catch a few, hopefully. That's the kiss of death, obviously. I'll have a go. Yeah, so for this trip, that's me done. I'll put some of the GoPro filming on there in a minute if I manage to capture anything on there, and I'll see you for my next trip next week. Right, well I did manage to get out last week for a day session, but it wasn't quite the carpy carnage that I'd envisaged. In fact, I went with my mate dog and we worked flipping hard all day chasing fish around the lake, only to catch one each, neither of which were massive. But there you go. So we didn't blank, but it was a lot harder than anticipated. So yeah, as I speak at the moment, I'm actually back down the Essex Manor, but I'll save that for next month's vlog because today's actually the 1st of June. So that's going to be it for this month, although I am going to leave you with this clip of my good friend Dave Farmer, who yesterday caught the fish of his dreams. He's been chasing this fish for a long time, the big Darenth common, and it was 59 pounds 10 ounces, which is awesome, well deserved. He's tried for a long time for that fish, so yeah, well done Dave. And as for you guys, same as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you for next month's instalment. Cheers guys.
The lonely road, the only road that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk the lonely streets on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the